Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal and welcome to the latest Arsenal news and latest transfer news. So, as always, if you're just joining, if you're watching on live, welcome. You're watching Everything Arsenal. Make sure to hit the like button and to subscribe. If you're watching this on replay, the timestamps will be in the description to help you go through every topic we discussed today. It's been a busy last 24 hours in terms of news. Lots to get through. In today's stream, I'm going to be talking about Thomas Partey's return. Obviously, Ghana, very poor performance at the African Cup of Nations. Thomas Partey is back or will be back very soon. We'll also be talking about Aubameyang, the latest, actually two stories on Aubameyang, the story about indiscipline, and number two, the transfer news about him. Number three, we'll be talking about Arthur Melo from Juventus once again. Once again, talking about Arthur Melo, it always seems like there's a certain players we usually talk about like for years, usually talk about players. Thomas Partey talked about him for 3 years. Benzema, almost like 10 years. We'll also be talking about Wijnaldum. Would you guys be interested in signing Wijnaldum? The likes of Guendouzi in the topics as well, the likes of Jack Wilshere. We'll be going through all that. As always, if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, make sure to hit the like button. And yeah, let me know. I've put a poll in the chat. I've asked a question. How should Arsenal approach the last remaining days of this transfer window? Should we be signing Vlahovic first and then think about a midfielder later? Or should we sign a midfielder now and then think about Vlahovic later? What did you guys do? Sign a midfielder first or sign Vlahovic first? What did you guys do? So we will be going through 6 or 7 topics today. I did a live stream yesterday. I talked about a few players, the likes of Vlahovic and Arthur Melo. And here we are again talking about them. So the first topic I'm going to talk about, the one that maybe some of you would care about, not many of you, is obviously Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey's Ghana was expected to reach a bit far in the AFCON, but he did not work out that way for him. Very, very poor tournament for Thomas Partey and Ghana. Maybe because, for me, I personally think it's because most of their players, like the likes of Asamoah Gyan and those other players, back in the day, the likes of Kevin Prince Boateng and all those sorts of players, they are now retired. They're not playing. The likes of Andre Ayew, John Ayew are now old. So I think Ghana will be struggling for the next couple of years. Not that we care. Obviously, you want your players to do well. I want Thomas Partey to win trophies with this country. I want Saka to win trophies with the country, all those players. But obviously, we have to think about Arsenal first. That is what you need to think about first. And Thomas Partey is out of the African Cup of Nations. 3 games they played, they lost to Comoros of all countries. That is the first time Comoros is in the African Cup of Nations, by the way, and they beat Ghana. They beat them 3-2. They even scored 3 goals past them. They also lost to Morocco 1-0. They conceded very late on in the game, and they also drew with Gabon, conceded very late on in the day. The weird thing is, I can see a couple of Ghanaian fans in the chat already. The weird thing is, I watched all 3 Ghana games, and Thomas Partey did not play well, actually. So I don't know if that is going to affect him when he comes back to Arsenal. He was not good at all at the AFCON. He gave away so many balls. The free kicks, he gave away too many of them. His mind did not look there. Maybe it's just because the whole team was not good enough, not just him. But he is back now. He won't play against Liverpool tomorrow for sure. I think he has to isolate and all those kind of stuff. Obviously, if he has to isolate, we can always postpone the game, and just annoy all the opposition fans once again. But I want us to play this game and just get it done with, because if we postpone it again, then we are risking Salah and Mane being back for the second leg. So I think we rather play it right now. Partey won't make it for that game, unfortunately. But for the Burnley game over the weekend, if we end up playing, he could actually play in that one. So Thomas Partey is back with Arsenal. Poor tournament for Ghana in that competition. And the other weird thing is, here's the other weird thing. Xhaka, so Partey will be back for the Burnley game. The funny thing is, Partey never missed a Premier League game for us. He's been gone for the African Cup of Nations. He's back without actually ever missing a Premier League game. So what will happen this weekend against Burnley, if Partey plays, Xhaka is suspended, meaning Partey went to another different continent for 3 weeks or something. He will be back, and Xhaka will actually miss more games than Thomas Partey. And Xhaka never went anywhere. Partey actually went to the African Cup of Nations. He's coming back, and he will actually play in Sunday's game, and Xhaka won't play. So that is just Xhaka doing Xhaka things. Xhaka was not at the AFCON, and he will miss more Premier League games than Thomas Partey. Why is Granit Xhaka at Arsenal? None of us know. None of us know where Xhaka is still at Arsenal, but there is a fact for you. He will miss more games than Thomas Partey, and Partey is actually in the African Cup of Nations. So that is the first story from today. Thomas Partey's Ghana being eliminated. Adams, I see you're a Ghanaian. Apologies for that, but it was a terrible tournament for him. So that is the first topic. Hopefully we'll be back. He'll have to isolate and all that. He won't be back for the Thursday game. Let's see. Next up, it's our former captain, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. So there's two pieces of news about Aubameyang. There's around 40 of you watching on Facebook. Make sure to hit the like button. Aubameyang indiscipline. So let's go to Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang next. I'm sorting out graphics. I'm trying to improve in the graphics and everything. So Aubameyang indiscipline. So there's rumors. I choose not to believe them, but there is rumors that Aubameyang didn't leave the Gabon camp because of the heart problem and everything. There's rumors that he did misbehave alongside Lamina, his countrymate, and that is why they've been chased away from the camp. I choose not to believe that because I've had people say, I've had opposition fans saying, you know, Aubameyang is indisciplined, and then Arsenal fans jumping in on that and saying, yeah, that's true. No, I'm not going to jump alongside the opposition fans talking about Arsenal players and actually saying, yeah, Aubameyang is indisciplined, or yeah, Wilshere never played like this. You're very right. No. Opposition fans in the media, they'll always jump on Arsenal players to talk about something bad. Even if Aubameyang didn't ever do anything bad, the media will be on it. So that is why I usually don't jump on all that and talk about, oh, Aubameyang is crap, he should be leaving, the way the opposition fans would say it. I'll never say that. In fact, he has scored 92 goals for Arsenal during his Arsenal career. He's 8 away from 100. So I do believe he's had a very good time at Arsenal. 80% of the time has been good for Aubameyang at Arsenal. So when I see comments like, Aubameyang has never helped us, I'm like, what are you talking about? This guy won us the FA Cup by himself. He took us to a Europa League final almost by himself with that hat-trick in the semi-final against Valencia. He's done well for us. The last 1 year, definitely not. But in the last, if you take a look since he joined us in 2018, I think it's been more good than bad. So I'm not going to talk about Aubameyang is indiscipline or what the media is going to say, but there is rumors that he's left the Gabon camp because of indiscipline. The only thing I can think about is the day Gabon won their first game against Comoros. I saw Aubameyang and Lamina posting on social media, on Instagram, celebrating. Maybe that could be the case. Maybe they aren't supposed to be together or something. I don't know. Maybe that is the only thing I can think about because I saw them posting on Instagram and Twitter on that day. But apart from that, the media chooses not to believe the heart story. They choose to believe that Aubameyang misbehaved again in his country, and that is why they were chased away. But I choose to believe the other one. He's sick. He will be back. And that is what I tend to believe. But it's up to you. It's up to what you believe in. Maybe some of you do actually believe Aubameyang was chased away from Gabon just because of why he's not been playing at Arsenal as well. Or maybe it's actually the heart problem. But that is the first rumor from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And the second one is about Aubameyang's transfer. So surprisingly, there's actually a couple of teams that want Aubameyang again. This time, the Saudi Arabia, a lot of money going on there, Qatar, UAE, Saudi Arabia, those guys are stinking rich. That's why they can be able to afford to buy all these teams in England. So there is rumors that Aubameyang, not actually rumors, there's many outlets reporting that Aubameyang has been linked to Al Nassr of Saudi Arabia. So question for you guys. The first question is, are you happy to get rid of Aubameyang this transfer window? Or do you want to keep him for the next 4 months until the end of the season? What would you do with Aubameyang? Get rid of him right now and focus on Lacazette and Martinelli until the end of the season? Or would you give Aubameyang a couple of more games? Do you think he can still help us until the end of the season and then get rid of him after the season actually ends? What did you do? So Aubameyang is being linked to that team. The problem is, if you wanted him to go, they actually want him on loan first. They want to take him out on loan and then buy him at the end of the season. And they want to buy him for £7 million only. So at the end of the season, if we give them on loan, they are willing to give us £7 million at the end of the season for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Now, £7 million for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, I don't know. I know his age and everything, but £7 million seems like we are being robbed in broad daylight. I don't know why. He signed a contract a couple of seasons ago. I know his contract is about to end very, very soon. Maybe $7 million is good enough. Maybe if you just want to get rid of him. But should we be trying to get more? And would you accept him going out on loan right now? Or would you rather sell him? If they're not buying, just keep him. So The news from today says Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang could be handed an escape route from his Arsenal exile after Saudi Arabian club Al Nassr made an offer for the Ghana's former captain. The Riyadh-based club submitted a proposal to Arsenal on Tuesday that would see them take Aubameyang on loan until the end of the season, when they would be obligated to sign him for £8 million. So that is what's what am I looking for? I think what I had given you is it's euros and pounds, all that mixed up. Anyway, it's 8 million euros. That's what it's written. Technical director Edu and club's hierarchy are yet to respond to the bid. However, they understood to be ready to part ways with their top earner after a tumultuous spell off the pitch. So if Aubameyang is, maybe they want to get rid of him because of the wages and everything. If they're going to pay his entire wage structure and everything, then that is fine. I do understand why you'd get rid of Aubameyang because of the wages. But if it's just taking him on loan and then we have to pay halfway, no, surely he can help us for at least 2 games. However much you think Aubameyang is finished, I don't think you would agree for him to go out on loan and for us to still pay half of the wages. Would you agree to that? I don't think I would personally. They also go on to say, indeed, getting Aubameyang's $340,000 a week salary off their books will allow Arsenal greater flexibility in their pursuit of a striker this month. So if they say, obviously we'll talk about Vlahovic soon. If they say, listen, if we get rid of Aubameyang on loan right now and then Al Nassr pays wages, maybe that money could help us get Vlahovic. I'd be like, you know what? Do it. If it's going to help us get another player in, that's fine. But if it's getting rid of Aubameyang totally just because you think he's going to ruin everything for the next 4 months and then remain without a striker, I don't think I would do that. But they also go on to say Dusan Vlahovic is their top target, though they have so far been unable to convince the Fiorentina striker to make the mid-season switch. Al Nassr are not alone in coveting Aubameyang. Indeed, sources have also indicated to CBS Sports that their perennial rival Al Hilal, another team from there as well, are also interested. Obviously, he was linked to the likes of Newcastle early on in the season, but I don't think he wanted to go there. And I don't know if he also wants to go to outside Europe as well. Will he be willing to go outside Europe? So Gabon will not be qualifying for the World Cup. So I don't think him playing in the Premier League or anything can help him international duty and everything. But loan deal until the end of the season, and then they buy him for £7 million. Let me know, yes or no. Would you do that? 7 million, yes or no? Would you get rid of Aubameyang right now on loan and then get him at the end of the season? Or would you not actually do that? So that's the latest on Aubameyang. 2 teams from Saudi Arabia being linked to him. One of them wants him on loan, probably the other one wants to buy him, but you have to wait and see. But Aubameyang might not be here until the end of the season. He might be here until the end of the season. Would you keep him until the end of the season? Let me know. So that's the latest on Aubameyang. Let me see what you guys are saying before I go to the next couple of topics. Cookie says, hi, how are you, Cookie? I'm good. Amir says, great. Alex says, that's awesome. Congratulations. Adam says, Dusan will be a great signing. I mean, I've seen people already getting frustrated about the Dusan links. We have to be patient in the transfer window. I don't think, not so many teams, usually Chelsea or City usually do it within a day. You hear they want Lukaku today and then tomorrow they've signed him. Or Man City want Grealish today and then tomorrow they've already signed him. Every other team doesn't do it like that, especially not Arsenal. Thomas Partey, we started getting linked to Thomas Partey back in 2018. We signed him like 2 years later, full 2 years later. Until today, since 2010, we are still linked with Benzema 10 years later. Maybe you might still end up playing for Arsenal after 10 years. You never know. So you have to be patient with Arsenal's transfers. It could happen. I think if it doesn't happen this transfer window, I think other teams will come in for him next summer and they'll probably get him. Cookie says, feel bad for Partey. Hopefully he can bounce back from his country's poor performance and get going with us now. Yeah, his country was poor and I think he's also poor, especially in the first game against Morocco. They were terrible. McKenny probably laughing about the postponed games. He will reportedly be available for Burnley. That's if that game goes ahead. The number, Burnley have postponed like 7 games in a row. So I'm not even sure if they're going to play in this one. So we might not even have a game during the weekend. Hopefully we play them, because if we play Burnley, I'm hoping it's going to be a guaranteed 3 points. Ekene says Wenger's done it again. He always does it, Ekene. He always does it. Borrigo says that's awesome. Olatayo says yes, we should sign the both. And Joe says won't believe anything till it's official. as I said, you choose what you want to believe in. So it's up to you, Joe. Not everyone will believe them. I didn't say Vlahovic is going to be signed. I said I'm going to come to his story later on, but that is Aubameyang. Aubameyang is the second player we are going to talk about today. The third player we are going to talk about is Melo from Juventus. So we've been, this is another player we've been linked to like since January 1st and also last summer, a bit of it. He used to play for Barcelona a couple of seasons ago. He now plays for Juventus. It did not work out for him at Juventus at all. He's had a very terrible time there. Obviously, it doesn't mean if a player plays badly somewhere else, he's going to play badly at your team as well. It doesn't really mean that. But in today's news, they are actually talking about Melo joining on loan and not a permanent deal. So again, another question for you. Would you be happy in signing another player on loan, or do you want permanent deals? If they say Melo for 4 months and then he's gone, or we can try and sign him at the end of the season, would you try and get him on loan? Personally, I've never, ever been a fan of loan deals. In fact, between the first years I started supporting Arsenal, like 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, there, we never usually used to get players on loan. Arsenal never liked players on loan. Every other team used to do it. I think the first players we started getting on loan are the likes of Benayoun, the likes of Kim Karlstrom, and then Denis Suarez. Oh, that was a terrible loan deal, Denis Suarez. Then obviously Ceballos twice, and then we got Odegaard on loan. We started doing the loan deals recently. So would you be happy in getting Melo on loan? They're actually talking about an 18-month loan deal. So not just this year, not just this season. So we'll get him right now, and they'll have him for the rest of the season and also the entirety of next season. So would you be willing to get Melo on loan? 18-month loan deal. Obviously, the wages and everything will come to play. I'm not sure how much they want in wages, but Melo is in the news as well. So that applies to the question I asked on YouTube in the chat. Make sure to vote. Would you rather sign Vlahovic right now or sign a midfielder? Which one would you do first? Sign Vlahovic midfielder later, or sign a midfielder and then Vlahovic later? What would you go for first? So Melo and Vlahovic also on the news again today. If this news about Melo is confirmed and we are sure about him joining Arsenal, we'll go in depth about him, how he has done at Juventus, why he didn't go right at Juventus, how he did at Barcelona back in the day. We'll go through all that, but I think it's a bit pointless to go through him right now because we don't even know if he's going to be here. We don't know if it's going to be a 4-month deal or 5-month deal or 1 year. We still don't know. But Melo is one of the midfielders we are linked to. Tough time at Juventus. Let's see if you're going to get him. Personally, I think this could be a deal that will probably get done. I don't think we'd have let all those players go. We've let Niles go, Pablo Mari Kolasinac, know that they play in midfield anyway. Thomas Partey won't be back until Sunday against Burnley. He might not even be back for that one. He might be the next week after that. El Neni has also been linked to the move away today. So surely we're not going to sell all those players unless we're going to bring in 2 players, not even 1, maybe 2 players. So it's going to also be interesting to see who plays in midfield tomorrow. I'm going to do a predicted lineup after this stream. I'm going to talk about the predicted lineup for tomorrow. And personally, I think Odegaard, I can give you a preview. I think Odegaard could play in midfield. I think he's back in training. So I think Odegaard could play in midfield. But Melo from Juventus is the other piece of news today. We thought we were going to buy him or something, but as of now, they're talking about another loan deal for Arsenal. So let me know how you guys feel about that. Next up, let's talk about Wijnaldum. Now, Wijnaldum, another player we've been linked to since January. Not only Wijnaldum, but also not only Arsenal is linked to Wijnaldum, but also Newcastle, which he said he didn't want to go to. So he doesn't actually want to go to Newcastle. So the other teams that are remaining that actually want Wijnaldum are Aston Villa and Arsenal. Aston Villa have a very strong midfield with McGinn, Douglas Luiz, Ramsey, who you saw scoring against Manchester United the other day. They've now added Coutinho. They have Buendia. Like in their midfield, they have so many players, attacking and defensive. For us, it don't. So Wijnaldum, his first name has disappeared from my head. Jorginho? It's not Jorginho. His first name has disappeared from my head. Anyway, I don't need to know his first name until he joins Arsenal. I don't need to remember it. Wijnaldum, he's linked to Arsenal. He is above 30 years of age. It will be a loan deal if we actually get to sign him. So do you guys like Wijnaldum as an option? Back in the Liverpool days, Wijnaldum used to be a very good player. I used to admire him. In terms of strength, physicality in midfield, they could run him, Henderson and Fabinho. If I was to ask you guys like 1 year ago, name for me your top 10 midfielders, I don't think anyone would mention Henderson. I don't think anyone would mention Wijnaldum. That is because they're not that kind of skillful players or they score 15 goals per season. No, they're not those kind of players. But his energy in midfield, those guys, why Liverpool won the trophy 2 seasons ago, these guys could play for even 130 minutes in one game and then play probably tomorrow. His energy, his strength, his durability is so superb. His time at PSG didn't work. He was targeted by Barcelona before he joined PSG. He refused to go to Barcelona and decided to go to PSG, but he's had a very tough time there. So they're looking to sell him already after 6 months. They're also talking about a loan deal. I heard they don't want a loan deal, but Arsenal want a loan deal. So do you guys actually like Wijnaldum? Would you take Wijnaldum at Arsenal? And if you take him, would you take him on loan until the end of the season? Or would you try and sign him? Do you give him like a 2-year deal or something? Do you think he can do the job for us at Arsenal? Wijnaldum. How good is he? How bad is he? Let me know. So that could be an option. Another option for midfield, if you're going to go the direction of getting players on loan, this could be an option. So if you're just joining, make sure to hit the like button. And obviously, you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, follow the page or subscribe. The next thing, another midfielder again. So I wanted to talk about this midfielder, Guendouzi, because he's still an Arsenal player, believe it or not. We are lacking midfielders, but the likes of Guendouzi are still Arsenal players. So there's been rumors about Marseille getting a ban from their transfer. There's recently signed Kolasinac, obviously. But before that, there was rumors about Marseille getting a ban. I don't remember the player they signed, but they could get a ban from signing players. That means they won't be able to sign Guendouzi. I think that applies to them even if they had him on loan. Would you guys want to bring back Guendouzi? How do you feel about Guendouzi? Do you have a place in your heart for Guendouzi, or are you already done with Guendouzi? Obviously, he joined Marseille how many seasons ago? Last season. The previous season, he was playing for another German team again. I think it was Hertha Berlin or something. So would you guys get Guendouzi? The thing you need to remember about Guendouzi, yes, we could say Guendouzi is a good player. You could say Guendouzi can do better than El Neni or Xhaka in midfield. But the truth about Guendouzi is he was never signed by Arteta. So whether we like it or not, he was never signed by Arteta. Torreira was never signed by Arteta. Which other players never signed by Arteta? Pepe was never signed by Arteta, and all those players are not playing for us right now. Most of them are not playing for us. Saliba is was not signed by Arteta as well. So maybe that could be a reason why Arteta doesn't like them. Maybe they don't fit his plan and all that. And also the indiscipline issue comes in. We've seen what has happened to Aubameyang and all those players recently. Will Arteta bring back Guendouzi with his indiscipline? The truth is he's indiscipline. That's the truth. Whether you like it or not, Guendouzi is very ragged. But I remember like 15 years ago, Wayne Rooney, when he was playing for Sir Alex Ferguson, Guendouzi never played for Sir Alex Ferguson. Wayne Rooney, there's a time he was very hard-headed. He used to get a lot of yellow cards, a lot of red cards. And the media actually asked Sir Alex Ferguson, why don't you talk to Wayne Rooney? Actually, why don't you talk to him so that he can calm down? And Alex Ferguson said, if you talk to players like Wayne Rooney, I didn't say this that time on Diego Costa, but I'm just adding Diego Costa to that. He said if you talk to players like Wayne Rooney and actually ask them to calm down a bit, you're taking away all their energy. Because players like Diego Costa and Wayne Rooney, they want to have that fight on the pitch. They want to, bother players, hit players, the likes of Guendouzi. They want to get in the referee's face and all that. So if you ask them to calm down and take that away from them, maybe their game wouldn't be the same, because that is what made the likes of Wayne Rooney and Diego Costa very good players and very good strikers. They used to bully defenders. Wayne Rooney used to, foul players, get yellow cards, complain to the referee, win penalties, some of them that never should have been penalties, like the one that ended our 49-game unbeaten run. He used to do all that, get into the referee's faces. So maybe if you do the same with Guendouzi, you're taking away something from him. But does Arteta really like Guendouzi coming back to Arsenal? We have to wait and see. But he's still an Arsenal player. It could be an option. At the end of the season, we might not have El Neni here. Xhaka could still obviously end up leaving. I think there's surely somewhere in Edu and Arteta surely are sitting somewhere and they're like, you know what, maybe we made a mistake to give Xhaka that new contract. Because since we gave him that new contract, he's already picked up another 2 red cards. He's already given away a penalty as well in a big game, another big game, a couple of mistakes as usual. So will Xhaka be here again next season? Niles, personally, I don't think Niles will be here next season. So that means we'll be very, very short in terms of midfielders. Could Guendouzi be the other player to actually come back? Let me know. Would you guys get back Guendouzi, or are you not totally interested in Guendouzi? And then this guy, obviously, yeah, I feel like talking about PARTEY, like we've been talking about PARTEY and Benzema. That is Vlahovic again. We are here talking about Dusan Vlahovic again. Now, again, sign Vlahovic or sign a midfielder first. Which one would you go for first? But Vlahovic has been in the news again. Apparently, he has some journalists are reporting that there is a deal that has been accepted. Again, you choose to believe what you want to believe in. You might choose not to believe in that. Personally, myself, I'm like 20% believing in it, but I'm just giving you the news that has come from today. I'll read that from, so this is what they said. According to OK Calcio, Fiorentina have accepted Arsenal's offer for Vlahovic. So 66 million, that is the rumor. You can choose to believe it or not, but even if you agree with the team, there's a couple of other people you need to agree with. You need to agree with the player himself. Does Vlahovic want to leave Italy to come to Arsenal? Does he want to leave Italy to come to England? That's another thing you need to sort out. Does the agent feel comfortable with this deal? Have Arsenal contacted the agent? Have we finished up with the agent in terms of all the transfer fees? Obviously, transfer fees, you're talking to the team, but the agent fees and all that has to come into account. You have to consider all that. So Dusan Vlahovic, even if the team accepts, even if it's true that the team has accepted it, we still have to talk to the agent, still have to talk to the player. All the weekly wages, you need to talk about that. Even if Fiorentina say, yes, take him for 30 million, then he comes to us and they're like, we want 400,000 a week. We might not go for it. But Aubameyang, since Aubameyang is being linked to the move away, could Dusan Vlahovic be the player to replace him? Because as I said, if we don't get him right now, we won't get him at the end of the season. If Haaland doesn't go to Man City, Man City will be in for Vlahovic. We cannot compete with Man City to sign Vlahovic. If Madrid come in, if Barcelona come in, if Bayern Munich ask, if Juventus, the country that he plays in already, Italy, he could decide to remain there just like Locatelli did last summer. Could we get him? Might you not get him? If we want to get him, we have to get him right now. Personally, I would go for midfielder first. I'll try and splash the cash on Tielemans and those kind of players instead of Vlahovic. But he's so promising. Over the years, we've missed so many players. Wenger missed out on Cristiano Ronaldo. He missed out on Drogba. He missed out on Benzema, on Higuain, on Ibrahimovic. I don't think we can let another player slip away again. It would pain us if we see Vlahovic playing for Atletico Madrid in the next 2 years and then he's scoring goals and they're like, oh, you know what? We wanted Vlahovic back in 2015. I don't want that. Let's not miss out on another player. You have to splash cash once in a while. As much as people don't like Aubameyang right now, we splashed 60 million for him. And in the first 2 years, he got the job done for us. He got the job done for us, Aubameyang. So the last 1 year, yes, but the 2 years before that, it worked out well. And that 60 million was nicely used. Lacazette 50 million, maybe not. Maybe it's not me. He's never been a 50 million pound player. But if you want to get good players, you have to get them right now. He's 21 years of age. I think if he joins Arsenal, he will really enjoy playing with the likes of Smith Rowe and the likes of Saka and all those players. But then again, will it hinder our chances of signing a midfielder? Does Vlahovic want to come? If Vlahovic doesn't want to come, don't sign him. Simple as that. That is how I feel about that. Let me see what you guys are saying. Let's see, where did I leave it? Tactical says we won't be playing Burnley. Don't think they've postponed like 6 or 7 games. That's true. So I don't mind a rest. I don't mind resting again for another week. Balagan says Dusan will be a perfect signing for Arsenal. He would. I definitely agree. But again, he will only be a perfect signing if he wants to join Arsenal for me. If he doesn't want to join Arsenal, he wants to go to like a Juventus, let him go to the other teams. I just want players who want to join. I want players who actually believe in the project and believe in playing again with the likes of Smith Rowe. That is what I want. I'd be okay if we got Melo loan in case it's been a flop for Juventus and Barcelona. He has, so again, signing him is a risk. It's not worked out for him at Juventus. Let's see. Nyang Kwang says congratulations. Ekene says, yeah, GINI Wijnaldum. That's the name, Ekene. Thank you. That name disappeared. His full name is what I'm looking for. Experience says, from where do you know these things? I woke up in the morning and I dreamt about them. Experience. I dreamt about it last night, and I'm bringing you the news. Obviously, I'm bringing you news from the likes of Chris Whitley, Charles Watts, Fabrizio Romano. Let me tell you something about everything Arsenal and everything. Everything Arsenal and everything. I would have been doing 4 videos a day if I wanted to, and talking about transfers and rumors, but I don't do that. I usually wait to hear news getting to at least 60% stage instead. Because if we were to talk about rumors right now, we'd go until the next morning. We'd talk about so many players. There's a 17-year-old who's about to join Arsenal, but I decided not to talk about that because it doesn't really fit to what we want right now in terms of the main team. So there's a lot of news going on. Most channels are talking about every single piece of news, so I just decided to bring you the 4 or 5 that have happened. Yesterday, I talked about Kolasinac, Pablo Mari. People complained about talking about Kolasinac. Why are you talking about Kolasinac? He's moved away from Arsenal. Of course, you have to talk about him. He was an Arsenal player. Vlahovic is the guy who's being linked right now. Everyone is talking about him. So if you're waiting for people to talk about Vlahovic after he gets signed, then you'll wait for 2 years. Then there'll never be any Arsenal transfer video. If you wait for players to actually get signed, we'll be doing 1 video every 2 months. If we were to get him, it would be on a loan, since we prefer young players. Yeah, Vlahovic is 21 years of age. So if we sign him and it doesn't work out, we could sell him. It's not like a Willian who, when you sign Willian at like 70 years of age, if it doesn't work out, there's no other team that is going to buy him. Joel says, forget this Vlahovic guy. We don't need a proud player. I don't think he's proud. Obviously, there's the other thing of being a young player. Obviously, some young players, you could say the same about Guendouzi. So I had Mope saying that about Guendouzi the other, when Guendouzi and Mope had their trouble with Brighton. I had some people saying Guendouzi is proud, he's young, he's going to make mistakes. When these players are young, they're going to make mistakes, and maybe they could feel themselves a bit of time. But when they grow up, they could change it, obviously. Maybe he's not proud. Maybe he's just enjoying his goal-scoring form at Fiorentina. Maybe he doesn't want to move away from that because he's really enjoying himself. So I don't think he's a proud player. Maybe his agent, though, Joel, because whatever the agent does, it could or rub off on Vlahovic. That's the same thing with Pogba and his agent. If you listen to the agent of Pogba talking, you'd think Pogba is a very stressful player. That is what you'd imagine, but the agent also adds to that as well. Alhaji says, hello, Glenn. Any latest update on our transfer targets? Just the usual on Vlahovic. As I said, there are rumors. I said rumors that the deal has been accepted by them. But even if we were to sign him, I don't think we'd sign him today. That would be like a January 31st kind of deal. Melo is the other player on loan. Those are the other players we've also been linked to as well. Obviously, there could be a player like Tomiyasu. There's none of us who thought Tomiyasu was going to be signed. None of us thought Tomiyasu was going to be signed, and he came from nowhere and he was actually signed. So there could be a player like that actually joining Arsenal that we didn't know anything about. Hopefully, it's just that kind of thing. Joel says, I don't believe and I don't care. Vlahovic is bad energy right now. Forget this Vlahovic talk and go to the other news. Joel, Vlahovic is the news that is trending. Every single platform is talking about him. Every single journalist is talking about him. So we would be silly not to talk about him as well. The reason why you do these transfer targets and videos is to actually ask people how they feel about him. Would you want him when he signs? Would you want him to come to Arsenal? Do you prefer anyone else? That's the purpose of doing transfer videos. You're not only talking about the done deals, because there's no done deal right now. The only done deals are Kolasinac and Niles. Also, Pablo Mari is not even officially signed. It's not a done deal yet. But those are the only signings right now that we've gotten rid of. We've not actually signed a player yet. When is today? January 19th. So we still have like 11 days to sign players. There's also the other option. There's also the other option of the other thing that Arteta and Edu could do. Maybe they could look at it and be like, you know what, Thomas Partey has returned now. Maybe you don't need a midfield. I'm hoping they don't do that, because that is a possibility. They could say, you know what, Thomas Partey is back. We only have 19 games to play in the Premier League. We don't have Europa League. We don't have Champions League. We don't have Conference League. We don't have FA Cup. Carabao Cup, if we lose to Liverpool, that is it. You don't have any other Carabao Cup games. Even if you beat Liverpool, you only have one more game. So they could look at it and be like, you know what? Maybe Thomas Partey, El Neni, when he comes back, and Lokonga enough with Patino and a few other youngsters. They could look at it and be like, you know what? Holding Chambers, Ben White, and maybe Gabriel are also enough. All that could happen. Hopefully they don't do that. Hopefully they don't do that. But those are the players we've talked about. Vlahovic is still being linked to Arsenal. As always, is Joel, if you're tired of being linked to Vlahovic and other people who are tired of Vlahovic, believe me, you're going to hear about Vlahovic until the end of the season. You're definitely going to hear about him. Whether we like it or not, you're going to hear about him. There's always going to be news about him. A lot of people say Thomas Partey don't want to hear about Thomas Partey. He eventually joined. You'll probably hear about Hassim Arar very soon as well. You're going to hear about Bruno Guimaraes as well very soon. You're going to hear about all these players. There's always rumors, and it takes time for these clubs to talk about all these players. It always happens. So we've talked about Dusan Vlahovic being linked to Arsenal. Aubameyang as well, 2 stories on Aubameyang. There's rumors that he was actually chased away from Gabon because of indiscipline. I don't believe that. I believe it's because of the heart thing. But again, you choose what you believe in. Some people believe that Aubameyang is very indisciplined and all that. So up to you. Thomas Partey's Ghana eliminated from the African Cup of Nations yesterday after a terrible campaign, losing 2 games and drawing 1, losing to Comoros, a country making their debut in the African Cup of Nations, and also losing later on to Morocco and drawing to Gabon, conceding later on in that tournament as well. Thomas Partey wasn't that good in that tournament. Hopefully he improves at Arsenal. We've also talked about Guendouzi. Could he be a good option for us to return next season? He's still an Arsenal player. Should we be getting him next season? Because we are very, very short in midfield. We've also talked about Arthur Melo. The latest news is that if we get Arthur Melo, it's going to be an 18-month loan deal. So that is until the end of next season. So we would get him this season. And hopefully for the Champions League season next season. I'm hoping we will be in the Champions League next season, hopefully. We've also talked about GINI Wijnaldum. Thank you, Ken, for reminding me about GINI. GINI Wijnaldum is also another option. He's obviously 31 years of age. Would you guys sign GINI Wijnaldum? Do you want a younger player? Would you take him on loan, or what would you do? And that is the latest news from today. A lot of news from yesterday, man, a lot of news. And obviously, don't forget we have a game tomorrow. We have a game tomorrow against Liverpool. I think it will definitely be played. It won't be postponed. That one, we have to play it. If we don't play it, we are risking Salah and Mane coming back for the second leg. So I rather play this game tomorrow and let's just get it done with. Let us know before the transfer window. Are we in the final? Are we not in the final? Do we just have 19 games to go in the Premier League so that we just focus on that? Just focus on getting top 4, and that is it. This summer transfer window, we've not heard about players like Bissouma. We've not heard about players like McGinn, but these are midfielders that I really, really want to sign. These are midfielders I think would make the difference at Arsenal. But that is the latest. I am really, really hoping we get a player done very, very soon. But it's time to talk about the Liverpool game. I'll do a video very soon about it in the next couple of hours. I'll post it on Facebook and YouTube. Let's hope we can beat Liverpool. Let's hope we get to the final. A big chance for us to get to another final. We usually always get to a final, hopefully. So let me see what you guys said in terms of the poll. I did ask, how should Arsenal approach the remaining days in the transfer window? We have 11 days to go. I asked, should we sign Vlahovic and then a midfielder? Or should we sign a midfielder and then Vlahovic later? 79% have said sign Vlahovic and then a midfielder later. And right now, 80%. 20% have said sign a midfielder and then Vlahovic later. For you guys watching on Facebook, obviously you can't vote because you're not watching on YouTube, but you can comment down below. Would you sign Vlahovic first and then a midfielder later, or what would you do first? We definitely do need a midfielder. We are very, very short in terms of numbers. Even if we go out to the Europa League, I wish. Even if we go out to the Carabao Cup, we still have very important games. We still have to play Liverpool in the league. We still have to play Chelsea in the league. We still have to play Tottenham. Wolves twice. We still have to play the likes of West Ham away from home. There are many games coming up, and you cannot go into those games with Partey and a Xhaka player who we don't know how he's going to play one game and then get another red card. We don't know. So that's the latest news today from Arsenal. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be doing the predicted lineup very soon. Arsenal, Liverpool tomorrow. Don't forget about that. Thank you for watching. Make sure to hit the like button, and I'll catch up with you guys very, very soon.